Greetings everyone. This is a topic of Unit 4, Calculus from the NCERT textbook for Class 11. The concept of limit is the fundamental building block in which all calculus concepts are based. In this video we will develop an intuitive feeling for the basic ideas. And in the next two videos we will focus on computational methods and precise definitions. Now we will see the concept of limits in tangent lines. A line is called tangent to a circle if it meets the circle at exactly at one point. But it is not an appropriate definition for any general curve, since a line meeting at exactly one point may not be the tangent line at that point. For example, consider the curve given below. To get the definition of a tangent line other than the circles we approach in another way. By the limiting concept. Consider the arbitrary curve as shown below. Now suppose we want to draw a tangent line at point P on the curve. For that we consider another point Q which lie on the curve and different from P. A line through P and Q is called the secant line for the curve at P. Intuition suggests that, if we move the point Q along the curve towards P, then the secant line will rotate towards a limiting position as shown in the diagram below. This limiting position is to be considered as the tangent line at P. Now we see the concept of limit in decimals. We consider the fraction 1/3. We can write the decimal expansion as follows. The dots indicate that the digit 3 repeats indefinitely. The above expression can also be written as given below. Here we see that, the more we include terms in the above sequence of numbers the closer we get to a limiting value of 1/3. Now that we have seen how limits arise in two ways, let us focus on the concept itself. Now, imagine a girl at a point A of a mountain, as shown in the diagram below. The horizontal distance will be measured by the x-axis. Altitude of the mountain by the y-axis. Now, as she approaches point B climbing the mountain, her horizontal distance approaches a point C. She can see that her altitude approaches a value L. In short, you can view it as f of the horizontal distance is equal to the altitude, where f is a function. So, a change in the horizontal distance will change the altitude of the girl. Mathematically, we write f of x is equal to y. So, going back to the diagram we see that. In mathematical terms, we say that as x approaches C, f of x approaches L. In compact form, we write. Please make yourself comfortable with the diagram. We observe that the girl could have moved from the right side of the mountain as shown in the diagram below. For this reason, we have the concept of one-sided limit. Actually, the limit given below is called a two-sided limit because it requires the values of f of x to get closer and closer to L as values of x are taken from both sides of x equals C. However, some functions behave differently when the values of x are taken from both sides. Now if the values of f of x can be made as close as we like to L, by taking values of x very close to C, but greater than C, then we express this as given below. The above limit is called the one-sided limit. Similarly we can write the expression, as x moves closer to C from the left, as given below. In general, there is no guarantee that a function f will have a two-sided limit, that is, the values of f of x may not get closer and closer to a single real number L, as x approaches C from both sides. In this case we say, limit of f of x as x tends to C does not exist. Similarly, the values of f of x may not get closer and closer to a single real number L as x approaches c from the right and left side. In that case we say respectively that the one-sided limit does not exist. Let us see the relationship between one-sided and two-sided limits. The two-sided limit of a function f of x exists at c if and only if both the one-sided limits exist at c, and have the same values, that is. We express it as given below. The examples of each of the cases will be discussed in our next videos. In summary, we have seen the following. Limits in tangent lines and decimals. Intuitive way of understanding limits, and finally, the concept of one-sided and two-sided limits. Thank you.